Hey, this is Thomas from Volbeat at the Sonisphere in UK. Our last festival show in Europe this summer, and our earliest gig ever. We played at like 11:15. The festival put us up for like a half an hour, and we said, all right, if that's a half an hour, we're not gonna make it, because it's, you know, half an hour, that's not a show, that's like a teaser. So they said, all right, you can start 15 minutes earlier. So we did. So we had a half crowd, which got a full crowd later on. When we walked down to the stage, we walked like right next to the field, and it was all empty, and we were like, our worst fear was like, you know, we've been headlining festivals around Europe all summer, and it would be pretty shitty ending the festival run playing in front of, I don't know, the backliners of the next act or something like that. But of course, you know, they opened the gate, people started running, and as said, you know, the crowd was actually, there's actually a lot of people, you know, especially thinking about, what is it, 2 days in a row now, people have been listening to music and drinking and get 2 days of hangover, and, you know, I wouldn't go watch music at 11 o'clock in the morning. But people did, and people rocked out. They were not just, you know, holding a cup of coffee and a bowl of cereals, but rocking out to the shows. That was actually pretty amazing. But before I joined Volbeat, I was in a punk rock band where we did 3 albums, and we started using, on our second album, we started using Telecasters along with the Les Pauls, humbucker, thick sound. But we wanted more string, more tone, and added that, blended it in with the opposite thing that the other guitar do. When I joined Volbeat, which is like, it's an even more like heavy rock or hard rock band, it was a little bit hard to take my custom Tele from back home and plugging it in and get the same sound, because we needed this like really heavy thing. So I basically used Telecasters on Volbeat on the albums, like adding it to that wall of humbucker guitar, really distorted, and adding as what we refer to as Bruce Springsteen chords, like open chords, and strumming the strings, and really like adding some spices to songs where it fitted in. And we did that on the last couple of albums. We even I bought when we played in Los Angeles for the first time, my first visit ever, went to Guitar Center on Sunset Strip, where all guitar playing tourists go, and I bought that the Joe Strummer guitar. It was really cheap, and it's a weird guitar. It sounds weird and it's weird to play, but we actually used it on an album with the strings that were on the guitar when I bought it. Like, it was all rusty, but like to get like some sort of different thing than clean strings and heavy distorted guitars. Then I was really lucky. We just did a tour in America, and we had the Damn Things opening up for us, which was insane. You know, you have 2 guys from Anthrax, 2 guys from Fall Out Boy, and 2 guys from Every Time I Die. And I started chatting a lot with Joe from Damn Things, who used to be in Fall Out Boy, and he's like a Telecaster fanatic. So it was basically like, you know, when Jehovah's Witnesses come knocking your door, he was trying to convince me to picking up the Tele again. But I kind of had that problem that I wanted the humbucker sound especially for our live, you know, one thing is studio, another thing is our live set. And he just showed me the new Blacktop and said, you know, I just got this guitar, and I was like, all right, let me try it. And I tried to plug it into my rig, and it was like, this sounds good, and I like the look of a Telecaster. I like playing it, but it kind of needed something to fit to whatever we're doing. And suddenly that guitar was there. And then me coming from like a punk rock background, where I was like, the first guitar I bought, that was like a 10-watt amp and a guitar for, I don't know, $200 or something like that. And I know there's a lot of kids starting out that way, and I know that there's a lot of kids looking into what do their idols play. And I kind of hate this thing when we as like professional musicians are playing dead expensive equipment, you know, stuff that the kids can't afford. I like the idea of the Blacktop Tele, which is actually an affordable guitar. It's a great guitar. to play, sounds good, and the kids can afford playing it. Yeah, as I said, we just finished our festival tour in Europe, 1.5 months of heavy touring. We're gonna head back home for a couple of weeks to recharge our batteries, and then we head off to Canada and America. Gonna do another 1.5 months, some festivals, some open airs, and a lot of headlining shows. And yeah, then we do Europe again in the fall, do UK for a week or something, and then do 3 more weeks around mainland Europe, and then it's basically Christmas. And then I believe we're gonna keep on touring, like at least next year as well. I'm probably gonna look into writing a new album as well, but that's like, we don't want to force it. We don't want to say now we need to write an album. It's more like, when do we feel like writing an album? And we kind of like, if there are some ideas, jamming it, doing sound checks. We normally do our own sound checks every day, you know, checking out the different sound on the stage and everything. And like halfway through the tour, you get a little bit sick and tired of playing the same 2 songs, so we start jamming a little bit, and there some ideas comes up, and we try out something, and it's pretty cool. I would like to thank everybody who actually made it out of their tents today to go see Volbeat at 10:45, the earliest gig ever in our history. You know, we normally rehearse at 11 when we're back home, so it was even earlier than we start playing when we're back home. So that was pretty fun.